Hello world, Shelly here, and it's time to rise and grind. We got a bunch of drugstore new releases to get through. Bonus foundation review today. I'm going to check out from CoverGirl the Clean Fresh Skin Milk Makeup. This retails for $11.99 for 1 fluid ounce of product. I've got the lightest 2 shades here, Porcelain and Fair. There are 14 shades available all together. This is currently getting 4.3 out of 5 stars with 30 reviews on Ulta's website. The product details: show off fresh, healthy skin with your CoverGirl Clean Fresh Skin Milk Foundation. Formulated with no parabens, sulfates, phthalates. They also mention on the CoverGirl website there are no formaldehyde and no talc. This lightweight, nourishing liquid foundation gives your skin the moisture boost it craves with a delicate infusion of milky coconut and soothing aloe. You'll experience a glowing, dewy finish that lasts all day long, blurring imperfections and creating a more even skin tone. They also mention on the CoverGirl website that this is for all skin types. They do recommend that you use the CoverGirl True Blend Face Primer for an even more flawless finish. CoverGirl is cruelty-free. I am always excited when they come out with new stuff ever since they went cruelty-free because they have just been knocking my world out of the park. That doesn't even make sense. I'm just combining a whole bunch of different... so many words. Okay. I'm looking at the list of ingredients here. This looks pretty much like, oh, there's a lot of hydrating stuff. Glycerin's way at the top. Third ingredient. It does have denatured alcohol down the list, but again, alcohol is not necessarily an avoid at all costs kind of ingredient. It is definitely, when formulated properly, totally fine unless you are sensitive to it. I am not. Then we've got a bunch of silicone, so it does look like a silicone-based foundation. It does not look like it is oil-free, and I do see some natural extracts and things, which for some people are sensitizing. I generally do not have sensitivity to those kinds of things, so let's take a look at these 2 shades swatched against a few others in my collection. Every day is a good day to swatch. First up is today's foundation, the CoverGirl Clean Fresh Skin Milk Foundation. The first swatch is the lightest shade Porcelain, and the second swatch is the second lightest shade Fair. Third swatch is the Wet n Wild Dewy Photo Focus in shade Shell Ivory. Fourth swatch is the Milani Conceal and Perfect in shade 00A. And last up, I've got from CoverGirl the True Blend Matte Made in shade L20. I already cleansed, moisturized, and sunscreened this 45-year-old face. I will go in on one side with a sponge. This is a dampened EcoTools Total Perfecting Blender in the holiday color. And the other side, I've got my e.l.f. Ultimate Blending Brush. We will see if one side has a preference one way or the other. This is a super quick blend with a sponge. I feel like this would be a really nice sort of get up and go kind of a foundation in terms of how easily it is applying. We're getting some pretty decent coverage of redness, but I can still see, sunspots poking through. So definitely light coverage, but definitely blending out quickly and easily. This smells like cookies, which is torture because I am starving. Let's try the brush side. I think this blends out equally easily and looks equally nice, brush or sponge, so I would go with whichever you prefer. I don't think the coverage is really too much different one side to the other. It looks just about the same. I'm going to take just a little bit more product and try to build up just a little bit on my sunspots where I like to have a little bit more coverage. And we'll see if this is buildable. A little redness around my nose as well. This is looking quite nice. I don't think there's a ton of room for building up coverage, but it did build just a tiny bit where I needed a little bit more, so that is nice. If we look up close, I think it clings just the tiniest bit to dry skin, and that you really can only tell when you look at it up close, but on those areas it does look a little bit like it's just sitting on top of the skin and clinging to any place where you've got skin that needs to kind of exfoliate away, that's starting to get loose, like slightly almost flaky kind of a thing. But overall, I do think it is balancing out redness very nicely, evening out skin tone. I think it's doing a very nice job of smoothing pores. I can barely see my pores, and texture is not being accentuated. I'd say it's even possibly slightly smoothed. So overall, really, that's a pretty good accomplishment for a light coverage foundation. It is light coverage, so that's how they describe it, and I would say that's what you're getting. It seems to be holding up to the claims so far. Let's check the time. Where's my phone? It's in my pocket. The time is 11:21. Let me put the rest of my face on. I'll be right back. Okay, let's talk through what happened to my face. I did set just the sort of cheek area and forehead area with the CoverGirl True Blend Minerals powder, because here's what's kind of going on. When you're going for a natural skin kind of look, you usually don't want to be able to see makeup on your face, like sitting on top of your skin. And as this has dried down, anywhere where I've got a little bit of dry skin, it's kind of accentuating the flakes, which aren't flakes yet, but it's the skin that's ready to exfoliate. And up close, you can just see it on the skin everywhere. And I don't think it's really coming across at a conversational distance. I'm looking at the monitor here, and I think you probably can't tell from a distance, but up close you can really see it. So sometimes powder can do that magic trick of sort of evening everything out and blurring it all together. Sometimes it exasperates the problem. In this case, I think it helped, which is good. Now, I didn't apply the powder until after I had applied. I'm trying out a couple of the new items from this line. The CoverGirl Clean Fresh Cream Blush, and that is the blush that I am wearing today. I like it. It looks pretty intense coming out of the tube, but it does blend out quite nicely. It has a little bit of a sheen to it, so if you are preferring a matte blush, this is probably not going to be your jam, but it blends out quite nicely into a nice cool toned pink in this case. The shade I've got is 330 Sweet Innocence. So that is the blush I'm wearing today. Now my hand looks pink. And I also tried the CoverGirl Clean Fresh. This is, let's read the side in English, Cooling Glow Stick. It's kind of a balm. Now I did accidentally make a divot in the top of mine, so ignore that. But I'm going to put it right here. So it is cooling. It feels cold as heck. But on the skin, I felt like as I was trying to use it as highlight, and because it's a balm type of a formula, I felt like I was moving the foundation around underneath the balm, and it didn't really add a shimmer. I feel like this product, I've got the shade Transparent, I feel like this is more of, if you're not wearing any foundation, to just give yourself some life and some glow into those areas of your face that you want some, not necessarily highlight, but some accentuation, like the cheekbones, etc. So I'm a little confused on this one. It didn't really work out here. I ended up using regular highlight. So after I applied those is when I smoothed everything out with a little bit of powder. I am wearing the Makeup Revolution Ultra Bronze, just a little bit of that. My highlight is the CoverGirl Super Stunner in something about Pearl. What is the name of this? Pearl Crush is the shade on this one. And my eyes are the CoverGirl Revolution palette. I believe these are exclusive to Walmart. And my lip is one of the new shades of the Exhibitionist CoverGirl lip gloss. It is in the shade Cheeky. And, I'm also still thoroughly enjoying the CoverGirl Exhibitionist Uncensored Mascara. I did not wear the Exhibitionist Lash Primer today just to see how the mascara works on its own. And I like it on its own. The primer definitely adds some oomph and some drama to it. So that might be... Primer's usually a step that I skip and I'm not really super into, but I'm enjoying this primer quite a bit. Also wearing the CoverGirl Exhibitionist. This is their new 24-hour kohl eyeliner pencil. So lots of CoverGirl products going on this face. I did not wear the 24-hour matte new lipsticks that came out, but they have some more lipsticks. There's a bunch of new CoverGirl stuff out there in the world, so go check you some out. Might as well mention the concealers also. CoverGirl True Blend Undercover. So that is what I am wearing. I'll be back in a bit with a daylight check-in. I'll come back tonight and give you guys my final thoughts. Hey guys, we are about 4 hours in, and I just got a good look in the mirror at this one, and I'm happy to report that the clinging to texture has really melted back together, so I really don't see much of that flaking that I saw initially when I first applied this. It can't be too bad at a conversational distance because I was just at CVS and the cashier asked me if I had just gotten my makeup done because it looked so pretty. And I said, why, thank you, I did it myself. So at a conversational distance, it must look all right. I think the color match is okay for me right now at this winter time of year anyhow. And we'll see if I can get you guys up close. That's at about 4 hours. I really do like the finish of this. I think it is just right in that luminous but not shiny kind of a look. And I'm gonna step to the side because I can get somewhat direct, like filtered direct sunlight. So let's see. It's through the leaves, so you're getting some shadows of leaves on my face, and the shadow of my phone. But at least you can kind of see how the texture and things play out in a more direct light. There you have it. I will be back tonight with my final thoughts. 11:13 p.m. That puts us just approaching the 12-hour mark. Let's take a look at how the CoverGirl Clean Fresh Skin Milk held up. I will say that describing itself as a nourishing foundation feels accurate. My skin feels nice. The foundation has kept up with the dehydration of my skin throughout the day. I'm totally thirsty. I've been working all day and have not drank enough fluids, so I have been exasperating my dehydration, but my face is not showing it, so that is a good thing. At this 12-hour mark, there's not a whole lot of product left on my face. It is just about kaput. It wants to be done. Let's zoom in and take a look. I've lost coverage in the usual places. My chin has very little coverage remaining. My nose has lost coverage. My nostrils are down to bare skin at points. Blush bronzer highlight did stay fairly well intact, but generally speaking, I do feel like a lot of coverage is gone. I can kind of see a little bit of bare skin on my forehead. That being said, it does seem like it has degraded pretty gracefully. I don't see any major blotches of product gooping up or anything like that. It's not really settling into lines. It settled a little bit into my deepest chin line, but not really any place else. I'm also not having any trouble with it separating along smile lines, for example, so it's not accentuating any kind of lines in that way, which all sounds really good, but and it did get better throughout the day in terms of sort of everything melting together. But all I thought throughout the day was that I don't think that these clean, fresh, quick, glowy kinds of products are really meant for this age group that has things like fine lines and sun damage. I think it's more geared toward people that at most have maybe some unbalanced coloration and need to balance out skin tone, maybe need a little bit of smoothing, whether that means blurring pores or blurring a little bit of skin texture. And that's kind of where it tops out. So I feel like you're not going to get a ton of corrective properties in a product like this if you've got several things going on that need correction, if that makes any sense. That said, for a product in this sort of ballpark, I think it does perform well if you have dry skin. I don't see any issues with it exasperating dry skin. If you have maturing skin, I think you need to take it with, that caveat in mind. It's not going to do miraculous cover-ups of texture and wrinkles and fine lines. It's not going to make them look worse than they are, but it's not going to work any miracles either. So I feel like you kind of have to walk that balance, and if that's what you're expecting out of it, you may be very happy with this. I think generally it's a good product. If I had to give a grade to the CoverGirl Clean Fresh Skin Milk for dry and maturing skin, I'm looking around a B-. I think the clinging to flaky skin really bothered me through a good part of the day. I don't think it was as noticeable to other people as it was to me and my 10x mirror right here, but I do have foundations that handle that symptom more gracefully. Keep in mind, I do think you can have great success with this if you have fewer issues to deal with. I can see myself reaching for this. I think it's very comfortable. I think if I'm not having flaking skin, I would be in a much better boat to wear this. The reason I don't want to say I'm glad that I have flaking skin when I'm testing these things out, but I kind of am, because more days than not, I am dealing with some kind of challenge with my skin. It is the rare day when nothing is misbehaving on my face. So I like to test these things in real conditions, and I think most people deal with some kinds of issues on a daily basis. So I think it's all right. I think it's above average. I think it could do better for certain issues, particularly flakiness on the skin. That was the one stumbling point that I had with this one, but it's all right. I like it. I will wear it. I think you could like it too. There you have it. Another Friday foundation fix is in the books. Let me know in the comments what you would like to see next. If you have not seen my massive spreadsheet, I think I just crossed 180 foundation reviews. How is that even possible? I don't know. Go to geekoutofwater.com, click the Foundation Fest link. I have a ranked, sortable, searchable spreadsheet of all of my foundation reviews, although someone in the comments just found one that wasn't on my spreadsheet. I never put the Physicians Formula Healthy Foundation in there. Well, I reviewed it. It's in my video. Someday I will double check and get it into the spreadsheet. Let me know what you guys would like to see next, and as always, thanks a lot for taking some time out of your day to geek out over makeup with me. Come back every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 9 p.m. Eastern time for new videos. I appreciate your time, and I hope you guys all have an awesome day or night wherever you are in the world. Take care of each other. Bye-bye.